Assalamualaikum Assassins, and welcome you all and the audience who's listening to this video. It's online lecture 13. Subject is Geography of Grade 6, and I'm hoping you guys are enjoying great health and having a good day. So it's chapter 3, Earth as a home to human beings, and the topic is human environment relationship. So here is the talk of the day. The things that we are gonna talk on this day are like human environment relationship. First we will talk about it, then it's page number 34 of your textbook, and I want you have your books open, and then we will talk about human impact on environment. So as all the teachers of Assas National Schools keep on telling you all to take great care of yourself, keep washing your hands, and stay safe at home, and follow SOPs. So girls and guys, have your pen, registers, rough registers, loose sheets, highlighters, all the things that you want to have with you all in order to note down the important points or highlight the important words or statements. So here, what is human environment relationship? Let's talk about it. Humans and environment both interact with each other and both affect each other in different ways. So first, our environment means our physical surroundings and the characteristics of the place in which we live. It also refers to the wide natural world of land, sea, and atmosphere. Humans have been interacting with their environment since people first walked the earth. For example, humans have been cutting down forests to clear land to grow crops for centuries, and by doing so, we have altered the environment. Conversely, the environment affects us in many different ways as well. A simple example is the way we change our clothes in response to cold or hot weather. For example, these days it's summer in here, it's hot in here, so we used to wear light clothes, right girls and guys? So in this we will in today's lecture we will talk about some of the ways in which humans influence their environment and how the environment influences us both positively and negatively. In other video we will talk how environment affects humans, but in today's lecture we will talk about how humans affect environment. Here I want to also talk about like a good climate, accessible clean water, fertile soil, etc. are aspects of the physical environment that enable people to live and thrive. However, harsh environments such as very hot climate, limited water, and infertile land make it more difficult for people to survive. We are also affected by major environmental events such as earthquakes, floods, and drought that damage homes, property, and agriculture. We also, girls and guys, we have witnessed earthquakes and it has become the cause of many destruction, and these can lead to the displacement of people and can cause injury, loss of life, and destruction of livelihoods. They can also damage water sources and pipelines, causing water contamination and spreading waterborne diseases. So the purpose behind telling you all is like both humans and environment affect each other. So I want you all to open your page. It's page number 34. Here is subheading 3.3, human environment relationship. It's a small paragraph. I want you all to read this paragraph and highlight and underline the important words. In case you are not getting the meaning of those words, you may send me the voice notes. I keep on telling you all, keep on asking about these all things. So I will definitely respond you all about your questions and inquiries, or whatever the things that are popping up in your head. You guys would be getting the answers of those things. So it's page number 34. Just read this paragraph, human environment relationship. I am giving you some time. So let's talk about human impact on environment. What does human impact mean? Human impact on environment means the adverse effects caused by development, industrial, or by the release of substances in the environment, or by any other human activity, like how humans pollute the environment, and how industrial or the waste materials affect our environment, and we will talk about these things. So human impact on environment, all the factors that are contributing towards are deforestation, overpopulation, waste, pollution, overuse, wastage of natural resources or energy, industry, etc. And we will talk about all these factors in detail separately. So here is the first impact of humans on the environment. This is called deforestation, and it is the overexploitation of natural resources which occurs when forest areas are cleared and the trees are not replanted or allowed to regrow. In Ethiopia, clearing land for agriculture to meet the food needs of the growing population and the demand for fuel and construction materials has resulted in a steady loss of forest area, which is still continuing as the alarming situation, you can say that. The loss of forest has several undesirable consequences. Forests are home to many different types of trees as well as other plants and a wide range of animals, from insects to birds and mammals. The conversion of forest to agriculture greatly reduces biodiversity, which is a measure of the variety of living organisms, like all life forms. Biodiversity is important for humans because we use other living organisms to provide several essentials like food, which we use plants and animals such as fish, goats, wheat, rice, and maize and sources of food. And for medicines, like many traditional medicines are made from plants and animals, and new medicines are developed from them. And another, ecological services like living organisms, especially plants and microorganisms, play an important role in processes that maintain our lives and environment, such as providing oxygen, cleaning the air, purifying water, breaking down waste, and controlling erosion. So girls and guys, deforestation is a significant contributory cause of soil erosion. Once the trees and undergrowth are removed, the underlying ground is exposed without the intercepting effect of the vegetation and the tree roots binding the soil together. The soil is more likely to be washed away when it rains. Loss of forest also has a significant impact on water supply. Tree roots reach deep into the soil and create spaces between the particles, which increases soil permeability, allowing rainwater to soak in and replenish groundwater. And girls and guys, here permeability means the ease with which water moves through soil or rock. So here comes the overpopulation and how it affects our environment. Overpopulation is the condition of being populated with excessively large numbers, and it is a serious problem the world needs to deal with. So girls and guys, there are many factors behind, like the relationship between overpopulation and environment impacts are often interrelated. So here are a few points. First is biodiversity, and due to destructive activities, man has extracted more and more minerals from the earth. Animals have been hunted and plants have disappeared. There has been loss of biodiversity. These have led to ecological imbalance. Next is deforestation. Human population increase is related to deforestation. More people mean we need more food, more wood products, and more firewoods. Deforestation in turn leads to reduce the ability to capture CO2, that is carbon dioxide, thus exacerbating the greenhouse gas problem. Tropical rainforests in South America are responsible for producing 20% of the Earth's oxygen. Deforestation is also strongly associated with the loss of habitat. Overpopulation can have a number of effects, most of which are negative. Let's talk about them. First is lack of water. Overpopulation creates greater demand on the world's freshwater supplies, as only roughly 1% of the world's water is fresh and accessible. This creates a major issue. Some estimates that human demand for fresh water will stand at approximately 70% of what is available on the planet by 2025. This will place those living in impoverished areas that already have limited access to such water at great risk. So second is lower life expectancy. While higher life expectancy is leading to increases in population in developed countries, lower life expectancy may be caused by the booms in population that less developed nations are experiencing. A large proportion of the world's population growth occurs in less developed countries. This stretches the resources these countries have thinner, resulting in less access to medical care, fresh water, food, and jobs, all resulting in a fall in the life expectancy. So next is extinction. The effect of overpopulation on the world's wildlife is also a major issue. As demand for land grows, so too does the destruction of natural habitats such as forests. Some scientists warn that if present trends continue, as many as 50% of the world's wildlife species will be at risk of extinction. Data has also been collected to show that there is a direct link between increases in human population and decreases in the number of species on the planet. Next cause is the resource consumption. As the population grows, so too does the amount of resources needed to keep so many people alive. Food, water, and fossil fuels are also being consumed at record rates, placing greater demands on producers on the planet itself. So, a study has shown that world's ecosystem changed more rapidly in the later half of the 20th century than at any other point in history because of the increased use of these sources. Next is increased intensive farming. As population has grown over the years, farming practices have evolved to produce enough food to feed larger number of people. However, intensive farming methods also cause damage to local ecosystems and the land, which may pose problems in the future. Furthermore, intensive farming is also considered a major contributor to climate change due to the machinery required. This effect will likely intensify if the population continues to grow at its current rate. Next is faster climate change. Overpopulation directly correlates to climate change, particularly as larger nations like China and India continue to develop their industrial capacities. They now rank as two of the three largest contributors to emissions in the world alongside the United States. 97% of the scientific community agrees that the human activities are changing global temperatures. Larger populations may speed these changes up, especially if more is not done to reduce individual carbon footprints on a wide scale. So here is all. Today we talked about how humans affect our environment, and we talked about different factors, but we studied two factors like how deforestation and overpopulation affect our environment. And our upcoming video we will talk about the overuse of the natural resources and the pollution impacts on our environment, like land pollution, air pollution, and water pollutions. So it's all for today's lecture, and for assignment I want you all to write the causes of the deforestation and overpopulation and how they affect our environment. So thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.